Chances are you've been in a situation where you rambled and missed an opportunity to connect with someone or an audience you were speaking to by simply talking their ear off. Maybe it's because you were ego-driven and loved the sound of your own voice. Maybe you were anxious or nervous when you had to present or network in a room full of strangers, and your instinct, as soon as you heard silence, was to fill the space with meaningless rambling. Or maybe you were lonely. Let's be honest, the pandemic has taken a toll on many of us, and our social skills, they've atrophied from this time in isolation to the point verbal diarrhea comes out when we connect with someone after extended periods of being alone. Now, comment below with the awkward moment that you remember you were in when you just couldn't stop rambling. But what if you have a big moment in front of you? You could be delivering a high-stakes presentation, maybe interviewing for a coveted job, or looking to make a genuine connection with an influential leader or person you really admire. How can we be more concise and stop rambling? Well, in this video, we explore ways to sharpen your message and your impact and get to the point faster. I'm Riaz. Welcome to the channel that helps leaders, coaches, and experts connect with confidence every time you speak. Subscribe to get the latest videos and best tips that will elevate your influence and impact. Now, having coached leaders and speakers over the years, I've observed that even when the most brilliant minds don't have a clear and concise point, they resort to overwhelming their audience with facts and figures to convince them to think differently and end up losing their attention altogether. With a few simple approaches, we can fix this and help you be more concise, and more importantly, help motivate your audiences to act. For starters, before you speak, ask yourself, what is your point? What is the position you're taking that you propose, define, or will prove? And when that purpose of your stance is clear, it lays out a specific and meaningful impression. And to help you articulate your point, if you're answering a question or sharing your opinion and want to speak with more conviction, start with these three words: I believe that, and then complete the sentence. For example, I believe that human connection isn't an option, it is a necessity. I believe that we need to practice under pressure if we're going to conquer our speaking anxiety. I believe that virtual communication is here to stay. And if you want to be more impactful, avoid truisms. Something that is so obvious it's not worth mentioning. I mean, we've all heard them. It is what it is. Money can't buy happiness. Everything happens for a reason. Your goal is to introduce something new, something surprising or counterintuitive, or maybe challenge a common reality to make your audience want to hear more. And once you've hooked them with your point, you want to answer why. Why you have this belief, and then share the evidence to back it up. This could be anecdotal evidence, or you could use that surprising fact or figure. For example, on the idea that human connection is a necessity, we could share some of the powerful research that's been uncovered over the past couple of years about the rise of loneliness. The rise of loneliness during this pandemic, and how prolonged periods of loneliness have proven to be the physical equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Or another example, if we're talking about speaking anxiety, I could share case studies from clients that practice their craft and put themselves out there in uncomfortable, high-pressure situations to speak, and how they found that taking that action helped alleviate anxiety. You want to choose one or two good pieces of evidence to back up your point, and then finally invite your listener to do something. If you want to be concise, if you want to be persuasive, give them something to do, because people will support what they create. A simple demonstration of this is if we're making the point of practicing under pressure to conquer speaking anxiety, then flip the script and encourage them to press the record button and broadcast live on one of their social media platforms. Immediately, that person will start thinking about the anxiety of that moment, the pressure of that moment, but more importantly, how that action will help get them to where they want to be. And a final thought here on being more concise: this doesn't just apply when we're answering the questions, it's also something to consider when you're asking the questions. If you're the interviewer, do yourself a favor. Get to the point with 1 to 2 sentence questions. Because sometimes we come into a conversation or a presentation with the pure intent to serve and instead end up overwhelming the person or audience in front of us with complicated setups that consist of multiple questions where our audience can't even answer a single question. Remember, the first question you ask is always the appetizer for the main course that gets served up with strong follow-up questions. So keep it simple with a less is more approach and give them your full attention. The greatest cause of rambling and perhaps lack of audience engagement comes down to one thing: speaking without a point. Reflect on your thoughts, clarify and communicate your point with conviction by taking a stance, use that credible evidence, and most importantly, then put the spotlight on your audience by giving them something to do with what you've just shared. Not only will you become more concise, you'll leave your audience more engaged and wanting more. What helps you stop rambling and get to the point faster? Share your ideas in the comments below. And as always, in case you're new here, more ideas for you presenting and more ideas on human connection can be found in the free guide. You can download the 5 secrets to making every conversation count. You'll find that link in the description. If you're looking to level up your presentation skills and connect with your audience every time you speak, be sure to apply for the Magnetic Presenter program that will help transform you and your ideas into powerful presentations that will elevate your impact and your influence. Big thanks for watching this video. If you want to build trust faster or conquer your speaking anxiety, be sure to check out these videos and many more on this channel. If you found this content valuable, hit the like button, subscribe, and feel free to share the content. We'll see you in the next video.